GM, everyone, and welcome to another episode of FOMO Hour. Today is Thursday, October 16th, 2025. Oh my, Wednesday. Folks, Wednesday was indeed not wonderful enough. All right, Degenz, your predictions, they're fired for a bit. Trump confirming the U.S. is in a trade war with China, but gold and stocks are green. So today we're asking, is a terrific Thursday in the cards for crypto? We're going to break it all down on today's show. I'm co-hosting along with Farouk today. Mando will be joining us in a bit. Farouk, GM, how you doing?
GM, I have to say, I'm so thrown off when I'm not the one doing the whole thing. Like, I almost went off right now. Like, what's up? I was like, wait, no. It's super weird. I like it. You know when, like, it feels like, you know when, like, you're used to taking up the tab everywhere you go, and then you go eat with someone, like, they pay for you, and like, what the hell? It feels like that right now. I like it. I'm good. I mean, terrific Thursday. I hope not. I'm going to join the space. See, I'm still not used to this. I have to join your spaces. Hold on. But yeah, hopefully it's a turnaround Thursday.
We're putting you in a different seat here.
I like it.
This morning. We'll get a new perspective from Farouk. Folks, what are we talking about on today's show? Well, first of all, we've had a rush of breaking news ahead of the show. We've got MoonPay launching MoonPay Commerce. You may not have even seen this yet. It came out like 5 minutes ago. Chainlink is partnering with Mega ETH to have real-time DeFi oracles. That just came out. We'll talk markets. We'll talk Eric Trump bragging about the $1 billion the Trump family's already made in crypto. I'm sure everyone's going to take that swimmingly here today. Paxos mistakenly printing 300 trillion on chain. Is 300 trillion enough to retire? We'll debate that this morning. Coinbase is adding BNB amidst the broader beef with CZ and Binance. Erebor becomes the second crypto bank to get the federal charter. That was actually pretty big. Meteor airdrop checker and tokenomics went live this morning about 30 minutes ago. OpenSea is dropping a new program update with their rewards program. Pasternak goes Pasternak mode, increases his launch coin supply by 33%. Along with the math error. So that was fairly comical. And we've got new rec drink flavor as well. So a lot to get into here today. Before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our partner, Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect powers billions in volume monthly across wallets, apps, users, and institutions. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at the checkout. If you want to learn more, follow at Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. All right, let's get into it.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler D on FOMO Hour cause the kid can't miss.
Ready to bash some bears. Yeah, folks, firing up the screen share. For those who are in the space, just give me, or in the stream, rather give me 1 second while we get this all situated. All right, crypto majors. Looks like we are dipping here a bit this morning after the first 30 minutes of the market open. Bitcoin down 1%, 110,800. ETH down 1%, 4,020. Sold down 3%, 195. So it gave back some of those gains. BNB even on the day. So not a whole lot necessarily going on. I think that the biggest macro news from yesterday was Trump saying, yes, we are in a trade war with China. Though it hasn't necessarily really impacted markets very much at all. NASDAQ is green today, I believe. The futures were green. Certainly, yeah. NASDAQ's up 0.5%. S&P's up 0.3%. Gold was up, hitting new all-time highs this morning as well, 42.60. So it really feels like this is just crypto lagging right now. So we'll see if that continues. Going through the headlines from the day, CME Group launched options trading for Solana and XRP futures. The UK is moving to repay Chinese victims of the $7 billion Bitcoin fraud. Paxos, we mentioned it briefly. They minted 300 trillion PYUSD, PayPal stablecoin, on Ethereum yesterday before burning it. We got to talk about that and what the hell happened. Palmer Luckey and Peter Thiel's Erebor Bank won a conditional federal banking charter, positioning as a stablecoin era crypto bank. Sony Bank also applied for a national trust charter. So we'll see how quickly they get that. Kraken bought small exchange for $100 million, getting a license to offer derivatives trading.
We have breaking news.
Oh, more breaking news.
Sorry, I don't want to be that guy.
Do it.
Tell us.
What is it?
Aster just got listed on Robinhood.
Yeah. So
Let's fucking go.
several Robinhood listings this morning. Actually, we had Aster, Virtuals, and XPL. So Robinhood is getting deep into listing these crypto tokens, and they're moving pretty fast, faster than others. Well, on the breaking news front, let's just talk about a couple of these.
What's going on, dude?
MoonPay introduced MoonPay Commerce live now worldwide. I haven't had a chance to really dig into this. Maybe Keith will give us a surprise call this morning. I'm sure he's busy. My interpretation of this is use crypto to pay for IRL goods powered by MoonPay. So you've got the little checkout window. You can toggle ETH, Sol,
sick,
other cryptocurrencies. So this feels like a pretty big unlock here from MoonPay. Yeah, and we see the spinning wheel and pay with anything: Bitcoin, USDC, ETH, Sol. Pretty nice. So MoonPay continues to proliferate and roll out cool new products. We also had, I don't even have my bookmarks updated. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so Chainlink and Mega ETH to launch the first native real-time Oracle for DeFi. I don't even know exactly what that means. This is literally breaking right ahead of the show. So perhaps we'll get more details on that one. And we also had Eric Trump say the Trump family have probably made over $1 billion from crypto. So just a casual thing to drop here on a Thursday morning after the biggest liquidation in crypto history. So I think we might see a little bit of pushback against that one. Just quickly going through some of the rest of these, then we'll dig into some of the headlines. Token news, we had Meteora share its airdrop checker and their tokenomics. Jupiter announced some changes for their Jupe token. They're scaling down the DAO. They're dropping the unstaking window and voting to burn their current Jupe buybacks. Tether's USDT and XAUTO, their gold token, launched on Solana. Then Rectrix teased a new flavor in partnership with Ledger. That thing looks pretty fire. So maybe we'll get into that. Let's just kind of go back to the markets, I think, just to start the conversation this morning. We don't have the great Mando with us, so we'll have to just keep powering through this without him. Bitcoin 110.5.
The market sucks, dude.
It's been a rough week. We had the sell-off last Friday, of course. We had the rebound, the fierce rebound back to 115. Kind of felt like in the moment that we were going to just probably kind of grind back up, maybe consolidate a little bit, but get back to the 120 level. Has not been the case. So we're hanging out at 110. And what's made it even more painful is that this is not broad markets selling off. It really is crypto specific. Stocks were green yesterday. They're green again today. Gold has been climbing up. So it has been a frustrating series of days, I think, to say the least. What's standing out to me, I'm curious for your opinion on this, seeing more chatter of bear market vibes in the group chats.
Ooh.
I think the trenchers. I think there are signs of bear market in the trenches. Curious for your perspective. Are you seeing that? Do you have a read?
The trenches, I don't know because I've been kind of tapped out.
Or just broader markets. Fear and greed's at 32.
I know it's tough, right? Because like gold's all-time high, nonstop. S&P's up today. You said, oh, look at the fear and greed market on top of it. It's sick. I don't know, dude. I still think what I think, like where I still believe like this is like we're gonna have a big Q4. Like I still genuinely believe that. Like I don't think like I know I believe in cycles, but I'm starting to like lose my own belief of cycles now. Like it's just like pullbacks, they suck, they're aggressive. We have this small period, then we go back, then we go back, then we go down, then we go back. Do you notice like every couple months, like there's like this question almost comes up every couple months now? Do you notice that? I feel like that's what it is. I think it doesn't help that like half of CT got liquidated the other day. Right? Yeah, I saw that tweet. I figured you were talking about that.
depressed right now.
I guess because my only group chat's like the FOMO chat and like my boys chat, right? Like I'm not that active either. Like, let me tell you something. If for the people who feel like that way, our phones buzzing 24/7. Like I've never been busier. Like I'm so busy. I wasn't supposed to be on today because of that, right? It's like, just like it's crazy on behind the scenes in crypto. So the industry's moving like at a speed of light. Price sucks, that's for sure. Bear market vibes. I mean, in the trenches definitely right now because I mean, look at Pump even. Like I thought it was going to get a second win here. It looks like it's not bottomed yet. Volumes in the trenches are trash. The only trenches that happen right now are for meme, right, on BNB. And even then, like there's not that many tokens, right? It's like a few of them. So I don't know. I still think there's going to be a good rest of the year, but definitely in for like a couple weeks of like sucking. I mean, we just had the biggest liquidation event in the history of crypto, right? So
yeah, it's going to take a little while to climb out of that. I'm mesmerized by this chart. I'm still looking at it.
It's
on the screen. But and I'm looking at the fear and greed index overlaid on the overall crypto market cap. And basically, over the last 2 years, anytime we've gotten deep into fear, it has been right before the start of a big rally. So the last time it was at 35 was in September 2024. We, of course, know that that was basically the bottom, and the Trump rally kicked off on the election, November 5th. So clearly that was a big catalyst. But then again in April, of course, this was the tariff sell-off. We got deep into extreme fear and then fiercely rallied. I think the optimistic take looking at this is we're at 32 fear, bear market vibes in the chats, and Bitcoin's still at 110. So if we level up from here, what does that look like? Right. So the September run brought us basically 2x, 55 to 110. The April bottom took us 80 to 120, 125. 50% move from here would be pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely, check price, bad price. We're also still in this like mega range. Like this new giga range, like 108, 120, it seems, right?
Yeah, I just make argument. We've been ranging since May with with some peaks, but basically.
How long was the last few ranges? I'm checking on my screen as well right now. There was a range from, there was one range that was 253 days, which was from February to, remember, right? February to November, that like mega range, which was like 58, like 40K, like 75K or something.
Yeah.
So that was a crazy range. Then there was another one, which was like similar length. Like it was about 240 days. It was about 40 days, which was the range, the famous range, 90K to like 104K with this dip to 74K, remember? Mm-hmm. Then we reclaimed it. So that was another 200 days. So if we're going by the same thing, where it's like both of them like 240, 250 days-ish, dude, we're in until
January.
March.
Yeah, January, February. Depending on where you started this, that's not what the people want to hear.
No, I didn't say that. No. McKenna was writing Choptober until Upvember. I'm gonna abide by that as a bull because it fits my bias, and I'm all in spot. But I don't get it, dude. I wish Mando was on here because I just don't get it. Like markets are all up. The trade war shit is only affecting crypto. That's it. And the fact that gold keeps going higher in crypto not is really fucking bad. Like I have to say, like as a perma bull, these are like, sometimes I also have to like think about my own self and my money here. Like I do not like that.
You have to take a step back and at least think about it, right? Because it is, crypto has been a very difficult.
People are lining up outside of gold stores to buy gold. Did you see that post?
I did. Yes. People are literally lining up across the world. To buy gold.
That's not good, dude.
Price.
My gold chains are up. That's the only thing I got in gold. Oh my God.
Investment advisors are pitching their clients on gold, which is up now 60% on the year. But their targets are 6K. I do think there's a lot of history, and of course, this time very well may be different, but there's a lot of history behind gold rallying first, and then once it stops and consolidates, that is when Bitcoin runs. Then a little bit more hopium here. Joe Consorti tweeting, this is the third time that Bitcoin has been negative halfway through October in the last 6 years. All the last 6 years, it did end up being green by the end of the month. So a little Thursday hopium here for you. I do wonder how much the October 15th tax date comes into play for US. It's a big day. A lot of folks hit that 6-month delay button. And a lot of folks were paying their taxes yesterday. I know that anecdotally, just from the chats that I'm in, a lot of folks were paying the tax man yesterday. And of course, 2024 was a blow-off year for a lot of folks. So you had the bear market years where it wasn't as big of a deal because a lot of people weren't paying taxes. There were no gains to pay taxes on. And then you had losses to write them off against, but a lot of folks made enough in 2024 that there was that the gains outweighed the losses. So I am curious about that aspect of it. There's not a whole lot of red in October. There really isn't. Wow, we haven't been red in October since 2018.
Yeah, but look at this, right? So this is Bitcoin. Okay, cool. So look at where's now on the chart. I'm lost. Okay, so look at SEP, right? Do you notice a pattern here? Every month that was last September, everyone was saying September is historically red. It was green. Everyone going to October. It's funny because inside my head, as a joke, I was like, "Fuck, this is not gonna work." People were like, "October is always green. It's red. It happened." This year's weird, dude. This year's weird, man.
Yeah, it doesn't for the pattern matchers out there.
There's no pattern this year.
Not a whole lot.
This year's complete off. Like it's the fucked up time of the year. Like it's insane. So I don't know, man. But look at November 2024, Tyler. Look at November 2024.
I'm looking and I'm liking. 10%. I'll deal 2 more weeks of pain for a 40% November.
Look at November 2020, Tyler. Jeez.
42%.
November 2017. Whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
2013, 450%. How about that? How about we run?
Holy shit.
I think that might scare some folks.
November 13, 400%. Look at that.
Well, why the hell have we been talking about October? I thought October was the bull month. It's actually November. So,
what are we naming November? Like something like a word in N, like something, I don't know,
we've got a few weeks to workshop that one. I will say, like, just closing the thought on the bear market vibes. It is always darkest before the dawn, especially in the trenches. I remember I've had a few periods of time the last 2 years since 2023 where I just don't even want to open my fan wallet at all. I don't want to see what the numbers look like in there. And it's always right before the news season starts. And then your next question could be, well, what could kick off the next season? Well, airdrops, right? We know we are on the cusp of some big airdrops coming very soon. So Meteora is the news of the day on the airdrop front. Their checker is live. You can go check it on their met.meteora.ag is the site. You can check your allocation there. You can also see tokenomics. Of course, I've got mine up. I'm not getting a whole lot. I'm not much of an LP guy myself. More of a just go long.
Yeah, same
type guy. So I wasn't expecting much for this. Shout out to all the folks who got quite a bit. And there are some who are getting sizable amounts of this. They're launching it as you have the ability to take your airdrop as an NFT, giving you access to effectively like an LP token. And they're going to open it at 0.5, 50 cents with a max price of $7.50. I was looking on pre-markets here this morning. It was trading around $1.50 before any of this came out. And then I think when folks actually got their numbers, folks probably started hedging a bit. I would imagine. We have the Met token now down 18%. It's at $1. This would open it at a $1 billion FDV. which I think is a pretty strong open. I've seen calls for anywhere 1 to 2 billion on the timeline in the chats so far. We've got the tokenomics for Meteora here as well. Looks like it's going to be 48% circulating, 52% non-circulating, and it's going to a wide group of folks with no one really getting too much. So it does feel like it's going to be pretty wide distribution on this one. Curious if you have any reactions to Meteora, any expectations for this one.
When I hear the term Meteora, I can only think of Libra. And Ben Chow's $1.38 billion payout on the rugs that he helped launch. I have PTSD, but I'm sure it'll be a great airdrop. Meteora is an incredible tool. So shout out to that. They power like all of Solana, right? Pretty much in terms of pools, etc. Right? It's like what Dem and Orca, right? And then obviously on this pump swap, but that's it. So this is good. We need, dude. That's the thing, right? Going back to your bear market question for the trenches, there could potentially be a few catalysts, which is like capital injections into those trench markets. Meteora, OpenSea, Monad, Mega ETH. There's a few of them, right?
A lot.
That hopefully, are going to happen. I feel like we keep waiting though, right? Like we've been having this conversation for months, you and I.
Yeah. It's why everyone is in so much pain, is because these things are probably coming. It just feels like they're never going to get here.
It's like, where are they coming?
You've got crypto underperforming, and if you are bullish, you want your tokens now, so you can add to your majors position.
Poly market, Poly market is going to be the biggest launch in history of crypto when it goes live, right? So it's like all these things, but see, all these roads lead to chop until Q1, man.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening. Non-stop November.
Non-stop. Okay, I can get behind that.
Do we like that? That sounds not bad. Non-stop November. New high November.
It's up there.
New high November. Non-stop November. There's not many N words. You
gotta be careful with N words.
Yeah, I'm trying I'm still scarred by the N word NFT. So
speaking of, and perhaps delays or airdrops that won't come. So we got the announcement of OpenSea yesterday. Their wave 1 of rewards is over. Wave 2 is starting. Wave 2 runs October 15th to November 15th. It begs the question, is there going to be a wave 3? I'm personally not expecting an OpenSea token before December 15th at this point in time. But the caveat of this whole announcement, and they wrote an essay, and I summarized it on X yesterday for folks who missed it, is the foundation, the OpenSea Foundation, who is in charge of launching the token, will be sharing new details, I think today or tomorrow. So new details are coming this week. So hopefully we get an actual timeline. As for this actual rewards program, I think it was $12.2 million in rewards. Yeah, 12.2 million of NFTs and tokens are in these chests. So you're going to be able to open your OpenSea chest to see what kind of reward you got. And then they added $1 million in tokens for their Wave 2 rewards pool. So I think some mixed feedback on the time. I think folks are excited to see what they got in these chests. That will determine if their farming was indeed worth it or not. I think that's going to likely drive what kind of volumes and action we see for Wave 2. I had a tweet yesterday. I'm trying to pull it up. They gave you the rough percentages of who made it to each tier, so folks could see where they stand. Yeah, I just found it. Give me 1 second. Froke, I don't know if you've looked at yours. I am in the
I'm the lowest. I have not traded on OpenSea in years. I'm literally 0. I'm ground wood chest tier 1 star 0%. I just checked. I'm the floor.
Yeah, I'm the floor as well. I've got homies in the group chats who are a Sapphire Ruby, so they're top 3%. I'm very curious what they get for that. And if they get some decent rewards, I'm probably going to pay more attention to this for wave 2. And then I started talking to them. I've completely ignored this. Obviously, I'm in the lowest tier. They're basically just doing token swaps. Like that's the easiest way to farm this. Like you would acknowledge that you're going to pay some fees and you're going to take some slippage, but high volume token swaps are what got you to the top 0.4%. It's like flipping NFTs is a much harder game and much riskier. And we see what happens to the floors, right? So I'm not super interested in doing that from a pure farming perspective, but hell, I farmed Aster Perps for a week.
I think I did it this morning when I logged on because they got the new season. It cost me in fees maybe $500 to get Cobalt. So I think it's worth chucking it in and just having a go for it, right?
Wow. So you got top 2-3% with $500 in fees.
No, I didn't do it on the previous one, but because there's a new season out, so that's fresh out. But this morning, it took me about 10 minutes and $500 in fees to get Cobalt.
Damn. Okay. So there's when I hear that, like there's really no excuses to not grind this a little bit. If it's just 10 minutes of time and $500 in fees, if you have the funds and the time, like this is going to be one where I think you kick yourself when the token comes out for not doing it. It is my perspective. And this is advice to myself because I I've totally ignored this program. But I think it's time to pay attention because even if your chest doesn't return super high value NFTs, like it is clearly putting you up for more tokens, right? So you can break even via the chest or you can break even via the token. So I do think it probably is a good bet depending on what your strategy is. So pay attention to OpenSea, folks. But for those who are expecting an airdrop in October, probably not gonna land. And I'm doubtful it comes in November as well. Do we have Myriad markets on OpenSea? Let's take a look.
Do we? If not,
I think I may have closed mine yesterday. Well, OpenSea launched its token before December. This one had been trading. Oh yeah, look at this. So I think I hit 150% on this one.
No way.
Outside, and then I actually closed yesterday.
Because OpenSea's been teasing this fucking token for like 12 months now. You know what I mean? Like, I can give you 10 reasons why on our side it's taking longer because we're not as big as them. Like OpenSea, these big companies need to just fucking launch the tokens yet already. You know what I mean? Like they're there. You know, they're all coming in Q1 though. That's what's gonna happen. You'll see. Polymarket, Mask, OpenSea, all of them. Like they're all. If you could parlay MetaMask, OpenSea, Polymarket, Q1, I would parlay 3 of them. Put my life on that thing.
This was 70% yes on September 20th. Now,
Mando,
later, it is
save us.
13%. The great Mando, GM. How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you doing? I want to kill themselves.
We spent 30 minutes talking to pups and ordinals, going around asking for our targets on SPX.
Yeah.
Mando, Tyler is asking me if it's a bear market, and it's like
bear market vibes.
I'm in the feelings right now. I'm depressed, dude, in the boys' chat. I just have a question for you guys.
Feel like a pretty depressing chop right now. That's what I would say.
I have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
You made me think, Tyler. Give me a reason why TradFi here looks at crypto and prefers to revert traditional markets.
Here we go.
And gold.
It's over. It's actually over. Like, why?
This is Tyler's fault. He put this thing in my head now, and I'm having a meltdown. I was feeling good before the show.
You don't think
look at NVIDIA, look at Tesla, look at gold, look at the S&P, look at fucking everything. You know what doesn't happen in trad markets? A USDE DPEG on a Friday night that sends half of your industry to zero.
I love the idea of a USD DPEG on a Friday night.
You know, but Tyler did ask a good question. He asked me when I came in, chats were talking about bear market for trenches, and I was like, I wish Mando was there for his thoughts. Like, what do you think?
I think people are giving up.
Yeah.
Smells like bitch in here. Smells like everyone's giving up. I would say that gold going higher should normally mean a very bullish move here for Bitcoin. I think what we're seeing, continue to see, as I said, every day, is old wallets coming in and selling, 4-year cycle sort of stuff. And we're not going that much lower and not going that much higher. We hit 110K in July. And we've been chopping since then, seems. Went all the way down to
15 minutes of
7.
bearishness for the quarter.
Just zoom out on the Bitcoin chart for me here. I'm just going to share my screen because it's kind of
Here we
funny.
go. Clip that. He's coming in. We're back, Tyler. We're back. Mendo's coming to save the day. He comes here, calls everybody bitches.
We're just chopping around here. Now, what I would say is we did hit a sell signal there. Crypto total market cap similarly hit a sell signal. So maybe we're in for a period here of a little bit more weakness. Who knows? Or it could just be a fake out. It could just be a fake out. Like we've hit this level twice now. Third time, gig ascend. Maybe it just goes take off. So I'm not that bearish about things. There isn't a lot in the market on this like trend following stuff that looks positive at all, I would say though. The only thing that does is Bitcoin dominance and maybe ZEC. Yeah, ZEC looks pretty wild. Everything else is now showing sell signals on a trend following metric. So this is why I think you probably need to be in Bitcoin and in majors at this stage. That's my gut.
Did we hit sell signals on those prior dips, or is this the first time?
We hit the sell signal when we smashed down on Friday.
Of course.
On Bitcoin, that is. On Bitcoin. And then for everything else, BNB is still on this upward trend, but like ETH broke it quite a while ago, actually. And Solana has been down for a while as well. ETH looks like it may turn back up here to me. Like, I think ETH looks the strongest out of the majors because it's kept above this line. So if you're looking for trend following, ETH looks the strongest, but the market just feels like one of these markets where just like nothing's happening. Really, nothing's happening. Bitcoin's going up and down 1%, and Bitcoin dominance is going higher, so alts are getting smashed every time it does it. So I think that's the main worry here, is that could we be in a world where if I zoom out here, is this going to go back up? Maybe.
I don't know. I zoom out the S&P and I'm like, we're getting out traded by 90-year-olds, dude. But you're right. This is bottom, though. This is bottom.
Best period for a long time. You just got to. You can't. There's value here. You just got to know where to find it.
I think ETH is notably interesting a bit. ETF inflows 400 million the last 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Bitcoin's even. Bitcoin's flat across the last two.
Which $4,000 mark is being defended. Crazy. You're right.
I think ETH's going to hit an all-time high pretty soon. I think early December, maybe late November, or maybe mid-December. The next move for ETH here is all-time high, I think.
The coupling between
snap back down.
Yeah, not a great sell-off on Sol there, as it had been leading the pack.
Yeah.
Maybe folks kind of realizing those ETFs are not, in fact, going to improve this week. I mean, you've got 30 hours left for that to happen. Seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah. I just think be defensive, guys.
Sol
has to make come back.
All-time high before ETH.
But be in Bitcoin. Be in Bitcoin or be in ETH. I think these two are probably going to be the ones that do well here. Hyperliquid does not look good. I have to say that.
What's Hyperliquid at?
It looks like it could bleed out a little bit here. Just my gut.
That narrative wise, that aligns with my view. I don't know how the perps tokens just totally V-shaped recover after this wipeout. And I don't think folks are going to be rushing back in the same size they were. It's similar to the meme coin trade in some ways, to the Trump Libra flush out. Like all the whales, like so many whales just walked away and never came back. And like plenty of folks stayed in the trenches, right? But the the sizing went down. And I'm not saying whales are done trading perps, but if you're trading fundamentally on volume and volume is increasing and volumes decrease, like that should spell a rough period for the token.
Yeah.
In my view.
We just need Monad and Mega ETH to launch.
We need the capital injection. Everyone's depressed in the group chats because they don't have any money.
Show for a month. Like I just think that it's one of these periods where you should just own Bitcoin and let's see how we are early December.
But why December, bro? We talk about nonstop November. We just came up with that on the show.
I didn't say November. Maybe I said late November, but I said Santa Claus rally, which is maybe it's after Thanksgiving period.
That's since so long.
But we can be builders again. Builders.
I never leave that. I'm good. Just so you guys know, on Myriad, it's official. KBM has officially flipped Mando for the first time since we started the market.
Wow.
So more predictors now believe that we will hit. Just now, it just happened. If you pull it up, they just flipped just now. Now 52% of predictors believe we will hit 100K, and we just hit 150K volume on that market just now as well.
You got to tweet that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it out. Yeah, for the first time. Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna get a chop here. I do think looking at this on maybe a higher time frame, but this double hit.
What about the weeklies, the quarterlies, the monthlies? How are these looking like? I haven't looked at those in a while.
I mean, Bitcoin, that was June 2022. So, you know, it looks like it could have a little bit of a period here. I don't know. But just in terms of seasonality, I think that the 4-year cycle stuff will end by December 1st. And then I think it's like, okay, bam. I still like Zcash. I've said that a few times. Still think that one's on a longer term bull trend here. But even that probably has to consolidate for a bit. And I think ETH is the strongest of the L1s here.
Interesting.
So I'm rotating my BNB bags. I did that yesterday. Into ETH.
Aster keeps bouncing in the right place, so I'm not mad right now. Because Robinhood this morning.
Lower to me, yeah. Aster feels like that's a nice little floor. It is interesting that Aster is now just a third of the price of Hyperliquid.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna flip it, right? Right. Robinhood. I thought it was funny that, well, first of all, Robinhood listed Aster this morning, Mando, like just happened when the show started. Can we talk about Coinbase listing BNB on the day after the whole thingy on the timeline? Like, I thought that was a funny tweet.
They know what they're doing. Everyone knows what they're doing. Oh God, somebody's really buying Zcash right now. Yeah, pretty funny. And then CZ was like, list more of my memes. Bro, BNB memes are the worst memes of all time.
I know, they're not great. I tried to buy them, but I just don't like them.
They just don't even like, I feel like with Solana, it's like Zoomer culture meets blockchain. Yeah. With BNB, it's just like, what even is this?
Well, I think because you need more like Westerners launching these BNB memes out there, because there's more like Zoomer, meme coin, internet culture in the West than in the East, right? Like over there, it's just like, that's the meme. Let's just pump it as high as possible. Here, there's more of an effort to like, there's like these fun websites. There's like all these raids and stuff. I think that's what you need.
Why don't we do? Is there a Chinese SPX?
No, we're not launching a meme coin.
Is there a Chinese SPX though? Is there a version of that?
No.
Or Chinese MOG?
Tyler can launch a meme coin on BNB.
We need a Chinese MOG.
There is a Chinese fart coin. I think it had a small rally last week.
There's a Chinese fart coin?
It all feels so forced to me. It really does. Like, I want to buy some days I want to buy the 4 meme.
I would only buy 4. That's the only thing I would buy.
Even that, like, I feel forced to do it because I don't really think that the memes are any good. And like, I feel like the whole meme thesis for BNB is that, CZ and crew are going to crime the charts and they're going to pump it to make everyone rich. But they're like, if that's your whole thesis, like it's a pretty weak thesis for any individual token.
Is that not the thesis for every coin? Every meme?
I don't think we were buying Farcoin because we thought CZ was going to crime it.
Okay, Farcoin's different, but every bonk meme was exactly that.
Sure.
Every bonk meme was so bad.
Clever cabal on the West Coast was going to run something up. Like,
it's true. Good.
Like
whenever CZ and Binance, it's crime, and whenever it's Solana, it's like it's the trenches. It's like it's crime everywhere.
But I find that so funny. Like everything that comes out of Binance, or Asia, it's crime. It's crime. Dude, like the amount of crime committed in the Solana trenches from 23 and 24 is insane. We just talked about Meteor earlier.
Crime everywhere.
Like Libra was on Solana.
Bro, like there were celebrity meme coins every 5 fucking minutes.
That's kind of racist, actually. That in the West we classify everything in the East as crime, and I don't. So timeline's racist. I'm not racist.
Breaking update: Mando's back to a 56% lead. On
no way.
Bitcoin market. So some folks are watching live.
Sucking bitches.
They came back.
Oh shit! Someone just slammed Mando. What? For sure. How is he back up to 55%?
Well, and then they did the prediction market as well.
I love that. Oh yeah. 12 minutes ago. Oh, wow, there's a lot of trades happening on this market.
I think they missed that comment, Mark, but I got it. I appreciate it.
What comment? What do you say? Suck it, bitches.
I want 100 grand.
Me too. Can we talk about my favorite new Myriad market, gold versus ETH, which is 5K first?
Let's go there. This is a great one. Here, you should share a screen.
We just had Mando say he thinks ETH all-time high.
Hold on here.
25.
Gold versus ETH. Let's pull it up here, man. I'm gonna boot you here, and I'm gonna bring the market up for us. Here you go. Go for it, Tyler. There you go. Let's FUD gold.
Gold was, ETH was a 60 to 70% favorite when the market opened. Now it's closer to 50-50. Gold is grinding straight up right now. I think the limit for gold is like, do you actually believe it has another 20% left in it in this run after already being up 60% year to date? ETH feels a bit more reasonable, right? It already hit 49.40. So 5K is just kind of returning to where it was. It feels correlated with the Bitcoin bet, right? Like if you think Bitcoin goes back to all-time high in 2025, it's not a huge stretch to think ETH does too. Now you're just betting on the race. Or you got the factor that 5K seems out of reach for gold in 2025. That's a pretty big move. So gold's at 29 trillion. So we need to add another it'd be a $35 trillion asset at 5K. At the same time, it's hard to say gold can't do anything right now with the way it's moving and people lined up around blocks. But if there are top signs, I feel like gold has more top signs than ETH does right now.
Gold looks kind of crazy, yeah. The thing about gold though is like it's got such global retail FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though everyone in the back of their minds like, oh, I should just have gold. So when it starts going, it's like, oh god. The weird thing as well is that apart from in Asia, there hasn't been that much QE yet. Like it's not. We're still in QT and quantitative tightening in the US. It feels a little bit early for it to get going, but maybe it's just the lack of fiscal discipline that's causing this. Difficult to know. I've been a little bit surprised at the move in, like how crazy the move in gold has been, because we haven't really kicked off on, like, Jerome Powell's still there and he's still being relatively disciplined. So
motherfuckers lining up like outside, like fucking, World War is about to pull up, like you saw a tweet like Weimar Republic vibes, like people lining up outside of gold in order to like, did you guys see that tweet in Sydney? This one, it went viral.
I'm buying a lot of wine at the moment and whiskey.
Can I drink some with you?
It's a store, like investment wine.
Investment wine. And because it's down a lot. Quite a lot of this stuff is down. So I'm like, I just feel like it's a good time to get back into it.
It feels like those markets have had really troubles recovering this year. Watches, wine, like alternatives, like these ones. Like every time watches bounce, like they kind of don't really take off.
I propose we do a full show where Mando walks us through wine investment.
I'm down. Mando has a lot of wine, brother. Like he's got a nice portfolio.
Where to start, how it gets stored. Do you take delivery? Do you just have it kept in these by the holders?
You got it on the app, right? Mando, you don't actually store it. He's gone.
And we lost him.
Yeah.
Caught up.
He doesn't store it. He buys it on this app. And he has like a portfolio, basically, like you open your crypto portfolio that goes up and down. He uses one of those because I've seen him do it. He's been doing it for a few years now. And he doesn't actually store it at his house. It's pretty cool.
That makes sense. I've done a little bit of that, and I had a service that you could take delivery if you wanted.
I think it's probably that.
Yeah, but interesting. Well, we lost him. We have a few minutes left. I do want to talk about this Paxos thing because it is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we lost you during the wine chat.
$300 trillion, dude.
Yeah, let's talk about this. So Paxos accidentally minted 300 trillion in PYUSD, the PayPal stablecoin, and they burned it like 15 to 20 minutes later. I mean, it was online, it was on chain for like a solid 15 to 20 minutes. Some alarm bells went off in my head. Like it was obviously like, oh, this is a fat finger, whatever. But at the same time, like, how is this possible? How can you even fat finger 300 trillion? And then like it raises the question of, well, what controls are in place? And then can we trust any PYUSD minting? Like, why is 1 billion mint real? This 300 trillion is clearly not real. So I really didn't like this one. It's a very, very messy situation. I'd like to hear more from them about how this is even possible.
Oh, for sure. This is wild.
I mean, it's a bad look.
Straight away made broader financial news. Like this was picked up by CNBC and by Bloomberg straight away. This makes it kind of look like a bit of a joke, right? Oh, they're just printing money out of nowhere with no control about how they do it. And you can't really deny that. Like,
yeah, it's all over the news. CNBC and Bloomberg, yeah.
And it comes on the back of, so interesting. I had tweeted the day before, it was a PYUSD is the fastest growing stablecoin across Sol and EVM in the past month. It's up about 100%
I
in
know.
in market cap. And then yesterday it went up 10,000% or 1,000,000% or whatever. 3 billion to 300 trillion is.
There aren't enough dollars in global circulation to back 300 trillion PYUSD, which would theoretically require more than double the world's estimated total GDP.
So let's talk about the process quickly. So like Tether, as I understand it, so to get one USDT token, you deposit one, you have to exchange $1 with them. But they put that dollar somewhere safe, secure in a vault somewhere, and then they give you one USDT token. And then if you want, later down the road, you can trade them your USDT token back. They'll burn it and you'll get your dollar back. Is that a correct high level?
Yeah, it works. Yeah. Now, Tether's slightly different in that I think the redemption function isn't like public. Is that the right way to describe it? Like it's not.
You don't see what's happening.
Yeah. Whereas Circle, it is. And like I think Circle's like slightly more open source in some way. I need to look into it actually. Sort of thing that I spend my time looking at. But yeah. So I don't know how PYUSD is done, but I assume it's a little bit less public how they do it. Given what just happened.
But yeah, you would think you need to exchange dollars to even be able to kick off this process, and clearly there's some way around that. So a bit messy, to say the least. The other messy situation from yesterday, speaking of printing, Pasternak mode.
That was great.
What happened? What I missed?
Guy, like
what happened? What happened? What happened?
Incredible.
What?
This is a
comes into
complete
crypto.
meme. This
Produces 3 different coins. Comes out yesterday with a great marketing ploy. New coin now called Believe, and they've upped the supply by 33%. Tried to market it, they'd only increased it by 25%.
Well, he launched another token?
No, it's the same coin, but then just migrating it to a new contract.
Is that the flywheel?
New coin and increasing supply. So all good stuff, you know.
So let's walk through it because it really is that good. So he kind of says, hey, we launched Clout, turned into Pasternak coin. We weren't experienced, so no one on the team got any supply. It's grown into a serious platform, so on and so forth. But to get them some supply, they're proposing that, hey, the supply is no longer 1 billion, it's 1.33 billion. We're going to increase it by 25%. And obviously it's 33%.
So how did the token react to that? Did it go to 0?
It's down 20%. I would have expected it to be down a little more.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Live.
Fucking Tibber, dude. Don't show me that coin.
Tibber spotted.
I love that coin. I just don't want to see it because I faded it and I like miss generation.
I still don't even know what it is.
It doesn't matter. It's provocative.
No one knows.
Why are so many NFT bros in a coin called Tibber?
I'm always scared when it's NFT people on a coin. That's why I didn't buy it. Right?
It's because it's rumored to be Mickey Malka's token, the billionaire who took over.
100% Mickey Malka's token. It's tied. He launched it. It's tied to his DNS. Oh wow, it's still $79 million. That's impressive.
Yeah, so it's still 79 million somehow. And then I didn't realize there was a Believe token.
I don't know. I clocked out of this. I find this Pasternak guy so utterly disinteresting. Like it was so funny how everybody just like believed. I just don't get it. Like it's so uninteresting.
Well,
like,
it's frustrating. Yeah, and I understood the bear case from the beginning, but they had like lightning in the bottle for
100%. You're right.
Like, then you just totally blew it.
But like that goes to show you a lot of these founders. There's nothing going on, man. It's all hype. What is he building?
And then he was out traveling with.
He's cooking, brother. Pasternak mode.
Let him cook. Let him. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Pasternak mode sounds sick. That's why it's great. Like the name is cool, right? Pasternak. You know, like you can't say like Farouk mode. You know, it doesn't hit the same. You know.
But basically, also for all the teams who have tokens, if they don't upgrade within 4 weeks, they lose them. So they're switching Launchcoin to Believe in 4 weeks. And
Launch on Pump Fund, dude, and just do whatever you want. Like, it's like it's the United States. Like, just launch a token. Like, you don't need a fucking launch pad. Launch a token.
so
All right, that's interesting. There was one more thing quickly before we go. If for the bulls out there, Tom Lee just quote tweeted this just now. President Trump is speaking at 3 p.m. Eastern, and the crypto whale who opened the Big Short 30 minutes before Trump's tweet is going long now.
wow, how much?
Yeah, I mean here looks like a lot.
This guy's gonna get liquidated.
No, bro, he's long. You get liquidated if you're short, okay?
I have the 0% expectations of today's Trump announced speech being crypto related by any means. But
No, but he could say something.
could be good for risk. Yeah, I mean, it could be like a trade war
Yeah.
announcement, but it feels like they're still going to like. I wouldn't bet on a positive trade war announcement today. They're going to posture for a couple more weeks. Maybe I'm just in bear market mindset. Maybe I need to be more bullish. Tom Lee is clearly triple eyeballs on this one.
I love Tom Lee, dude.
Maybe he knows. Yeah.
Thing is, nothing ever happens, right? Like this whole trade war shit is crazy. Like nothing's gonna happen. You know?
It doesn't seem like crypto is lagging because of the trade war. There's other factors at play.
Yeah. All the markets are up besides crypto. Anyways, shall we give some money away?
Are we doing that today?
Yeah, because we can't tomorrow. I'm not gonna be on, and we did two yesterday on purpose. So just pick someone.
Give me a number between 1 and 150.
I tell you, pick today.
Oh, 69. But first to pop into my head.
Okay.
Jesus
Let me-
Christ.
That would be 69 is somebody called Trundle.
Trundle.
Yep.
What?
Trundle. Trundle. Trundle.
Trundle, like Trundle? Trundle?
Yep.
Like that?
Trundle. Yep.
Are they here?
Hi, Trundle. Are you in here? Trundle?
Trundle.
Trundle?
in the
What a
room with
name.
us. If not,
Is
we've got his details anyway. We can pay him regardless. So
Mhm.
play for him.
Okay. If he's not here, we're going to play a game for him.
Unless you guys are making the executive decision to reload. You know, re-roll.
No. He won. It's fair and square. We're picking someone that's a subscriber, right?
No, this is from the using money on our ETH
Okay.
leaderboard.
All right. That's fine to me. If someone who's using the FOMO hour code gets to win, I'm cool with that.
Well,
That's exactly what it is.
we should still do coin race since if we're not going to do it tomorrow. Let's just do Coin Thursday.
Let's do core race. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Farcoin today. So what do we pick for him?
Let's do
What's
ETH,
the-
ETH and Farcoin because we said ETH is the fastest horse.
Okay, I like that. All right. Let's go. Yeet.com / Oh, look at that. Yeet's got a little Halloween costume on. That's cute.
I saw that as well.
Oh, Doge just won.
Place your bet.
Place your bets. Finish him. Can you guys see? Can you hear?
Yeah, we can.
All right, let's go. Let's get a Farcoin hit, boys.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Music's so good, man, though.
Fly day.
Oh, but Theorem's here. Yo, that's $1,000 hit. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Hold on. Go. No!
Bitcoin wins.
Mando!
I'm sorry, guys.
Painful.
Mando!
At least they weren't here.
Can we just talk about how euphoric it was yesterday? That was sick.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a fun one.
Anyways, well, that was fun, boys. I won't see you guys tomorrow, but I'll see you Monday. And Tyler, you guys, as usual, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
We'll chop it up. Have a good one, everybody. Goodbye.
Peace out, y'all.